Hello, good morning. It's 8 o'clock on the start of your Wednesday. Glad you're with us for this hump day. Hello, Lauren, first to comment. Lori, second to comment. Good morning to you. Mary, third, good morning. Glad you're all with us as we start this middle of the week.
Hump day. May 1st.
As you're waking up, know that it is the beginning of a brand new month. We flip the calendar, and don't you always feel like once we reach this point in the year, it is like full steam ahead? In other words, like, okay, so I feel like every time we get to May,
You think the summer flies.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And we wind up going through the summer super fast.
This is when I feel like that, the 4th of July, which realistically isn't that far into summer.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? It's kind of
all downhill from there. Really.
When I always used to think of the 4th of July as the start of summer when I was younger, because you get out of school and my family would have a little 4th of July party. And I was like, this is the start of summer.
But then what happens
and
afterward?
Now, as I've gotten older, I've started to realize like that's like summer is
correct.
Flies from there.
Right.
I'm gonna be like, oh my God, we're already at the 4th of July. That was happening.
Are some of my favorite months because it's like the excitement of summer is upon us, the anticipation, the engagement. There's so much to do during the summer. It's like every weekend is full, and I love that. I love being on the water. I love being. Is my mic on? I thought it was. Yeah, it is. But I love this time of year.
Yeah.
Everything starts to bloom. You see all the new life.
So I like towards the end of May when I finally planted my little flowers in my little boxes. And then I pull out and pull out all the like outdoor furniture and the little rug that we have for outside. That makes me feel like it's summer when I can go outside and like sit down, just relax. Now listen, I don't normally need a lot of comments, but
your tent looks good today.
Shirley enjoys this color and this shirt. Ed, I was wondering.
It was a pretty color.
Ed, I was wondering what you think about this shirt.
I told you already this morning that I said, "Oh, we're back on this shirt, huh?" Because
that's not quite what you said.
I said, "Oh, we're wearing the tent again."
You said, "Oh, we're back on this garbage bag."
And then what else did I say?
And then what else did I say?
Oh, we're back. We're doing the tarp outfit today.
So that's nice. So that was a nice compliment to get at 3:30 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Thanks, Ed.
I hope we don't have any rainy weekends, though, is what Sherry says. I'm right there with you, Sherry, because when you look at this forecast, it's like 70, 67, 80.
I know.
And then we get to...
Then it's like, oh, God, did you wanted to do something on Saturday?
Oh,
no.
This was going to be... You're off from work?
Too bad. So sad.
I know.
Friday's going to be nice, though.
So we're going to go to dinner on Friday night.
As in we. We made dinner plans for Friday night. Paul, if you are just waking up and seeing Second Cup, we are having dinner with Ed and Russ on Friday.
And then Russ actually will see a calendar reminder on his calendar.
Oh, hey, Russ. We're having dinner Friday night.
Margaret's actually right. I am pretty mad about that. I don't have a tie to match.
I felt like I did a decent explanation. What did I say?
A light baby blue. And realistically, I thought this tie would be
I said very light baby blue.
I thought this might do it.
Well, it does have the very light in it. Like those little dots. Those little dots match this.
But
very light.
I don't know that I do have a tie. Actually, I used to. Oh, no, I do, I think.
Is it striped?
I don't know. I used to have one. I don't know that I do anymore. Your mom is wondering, are we exchanging Christmas gifts? Actually, that is a good idea. We might as well.
All right, bring them.
Okay.
One of your gifts is so irrelevant right now. We have been hanging on to Christmas gifts for each other for, this is literally a year and a half now. Because we forgot the year before. We just didn't get it together.
Well, the year before it was the blizzard.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a blizzard. And then remember this past Christmas, I got so sick.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't want to come anywhere near me. And then you just kind of roll into everything else. You forget about it. I put all the gifts in a laundry basket in the back bedroom.
One of your gifts is going to put you at ease.
Ed, no.
Yep.
No.
It's gonna set you, it's gonna make you feel mellow and all good to go.
I told you we can't do that.
Well, I told you it's legal.
All right, listen. One of your gifts is irrelevant. I kind of want to tell you why, but you don't know why.
I'm sure I can already figure it out.
Why?
Because we already got married.
Nope, that's not it. But oh boy, God, I can't remember if there was an engagement gift in there because there could have been one. Yeah.
Katie's gonna love it.
All right, well, we'll do it Friday night, and then we can talk about it on Monday.
Exactly, Jeff Baker. Exactly. Lauren says we still haven't seen Vincenzo's godfather to exchange Christmas gifts. Huh? Interesting. And it's not Russell.
Life comes at you, people.
I know.
My girlfriends and I, we usually do a massage. Like we go for an overnight in a massage. And I think that last year for a Christmas gift to each other, we got it together in like March or April.
You and the girls?
April, maybe March. Yeah. And this year we haven't even tried yet.
Mark, believe it or not, we're not even talking about Christmas next year. We're talking about Christmas from 2 years ago.
We're not trying to rush things.
No.
We're trying to get back to where they were. We pushed it.
Okay. Nowadays it is really hard to make ends meet. We know this. And a lot of people are feeling that pinch, but also at the same time feeling the anxiety of losing their jobs. Do you feel that way?
Yeah. Do you worry about that? 25% of people. So 1 out of every 4 people is afraid they're going to lose their job. I asked Ed that this morning. He said every day.
I wake up every day and I wonder if it's by choice or if today's going to be my last day.
The day that you say something that puts a nail in the coffin.
Not even that. It's just okay, like, look, here's the reality. This industry is changing so fast. And, this is not to besmirch our company, but our company has had many, many layoffs. And so when you look at changing times, and, I'm sure it's the same thing in your company, you kind of wonder, what does the future look like?
Mm-hmm.
And it's scary.
Yeah. Well, so the concern specifically stems from distress about the job market and knowing they work in an unstable industry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, journalism is not alone. There are many industries out there that are feeling, what I started to think about today when we were reading this, the workforce here, the Tesla workforce here.
Well, hello. I mean, that whole operation, has been questionable from the start. But here we are, we're seeing more and more layoffs come into play. Jesse says, you two are awesome. You both work so much. Do you spend your days off sleeping it away? I wish. Don't you wish that you could sleep more?
Absolutely.
And don't you wish the same thing?
Enough. And I try to make it a priority, but it's really hard. And like when there's stuff going on in the afternoon, I'm sure we've all had stuff going on like days. It's like you when you have something going on like after work, which a lot of people have. Like that's for us. Like we've got stuff going on in the afternoon sometimes. We don't get enough sleep.
Mary says, I feel like it's time to change my budget. Things are too expensive. Mary, how would you do that? How do you go about changing your budget? Which for me is already cash strapped. I'm sure for you the same. I mean, everyone is in that same boat right now. Melly says AI is taking over and it sucks. Hello?
And part of the reason why I do that price checker every week, which is on Wednesday, I got to get the prices up for you for this week. But if you watched the show this morning, you saw them. And then I always try to find a little deal like last week. And actually still this week, Wegmans has this digital coupon for like some of the items. I showed you how to get those. Target this week, if you're a Target shopper, or if you're thinking about getting groceries somewhere, think about Target this week because their store brand is Good & Gather and they have 25% off. It's a one-time use, but you can get 25% off all the Good & Gather products. So that really does save. And eggs there right now are $1.99 a dozen, which is pretty cheap. I haven't seen that for a long time, or cheaper than that. I guess Target's had those for a couple of weeks, but now you can bring them down to like almost $1.50.
Well, one of the things that you do when you go price tracking, especially to Aldi, is buy those Clancy's pretzels or a Clancy's snack for me. I love the Clancy's.
So my shopping habits have changed because of this. Like I go to Aldi for the majority of my things.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Well, okay, so Mary says she's sticking to more necessities and not so many snacks. We love snacks.
I know, God, I love snacks.
But do you find yourself, I feel like that is one place that I've definitely cut back on.
I would say I've cut back on eating out or eating meals that I didn't really plan. Like, for example, being like, what are we going to have tonight? Paul, run to Dash's and get this.
Dash's is
I don't
expensive.
do that nearly as much. Or even Wegmans to get this. Like, I try to plan out. Although the weeks have been crazy lately, but I do try to plan out like what we're eating.
For what it's worth, we've been doing meal prep And like we've been buying it. So in other words, we're going to a store. We've been going to Eat Right.
Like they prep the meals. He's picking up meals.
Right. So it's $8, which and I think it used to be $6 actually. So it's gone up $2. So
For
it's
a meal.
$8 for a meal, and we wind up getting 10. So it costs us just about $100, and we've got lunch and dinner for the week. Which you know what you're getting in terms of the contents of the food.
Right.
It's good food. It's being made for you, and
so
when
you
you're
guys
running,
now you don't make a dinner together anymore.
I'm trying to like really slim down. I can lose about 10 pounds.
Thank you. We've all been wanting to tell you that.
So I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier and really cut the bad stuff. So I think our biggest problem is portion control, and
all of our biggest problem.
Right. So
They're
hard. They're big.
Um,
Melly says it's been so hard. Meats are so expensive, and produce sucks lately.
You know, Melly, I'm kind of with you there. Like, although I will say I got a couple good cantaloupes recently. So here's what I've been trying to do. Buy the fruit and then have it prepped and ready to go in the fridge, because then Paul pulls out the fruit. Like if there's a pineapple in there, you can say goodbye to it in a day. And I got a pineapple slicer.
Ooh.
Have you ever had one of these?
No.
My sister-in-law bought me this thing. I'll take a video of it.
Okay.
To show you guys. So you leave the pineapple out for a couple days, cut the top off it, and then you take this thing. Now it's sharp. You just keep it up on a shelf, but you twist it. It looks like a twist. You twist it like all the way in, and then you just go like this, and you pull out the entire inside of the pineapple.
Okay, I actually want one of these because I feel like
it is really cool.
The reason I don't eat pineapple is because it's a pain in the neck to cut.
I know I took a picture to send to my mom. She told me, she was like, they came to visit, and she's like, I was trying to think of like, what could I get you that you don't have? Pineapple slicer. I'm like,
great gift.
It is really cool.
I like what Crystal says here. I removed all my cards from my wallet on my phone because there's less impulse buying. Wow. Okay, so it kind of like cores it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you just pull out the inside.
John,
I wonder. So what do you do then? You just cut the.
You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to send it to you because the AirDrop doesn't work on my computer for some.
Put it in the Slack.
Godforsaken reason.
In the Slack.
What's going to you?
Oh, okay.
Just pull it up.
Okay. Hold on.
Wait till you guys see this thing. If you've never seen it before, it's so cool. And then so you take it out, and then like you can just shake they all are like. It would be one big windy thing, but if you use a knife and just slice down, then you get the circles, just like at Wegmans. Melly, you'll have to Google, look up pineapple slicer. Ed's gonna pull up this picture. It blew my mind. I was like, "There's no way this is gonna work."
I don't know that I actually can share it.
Oops. Cheryl says she loves her pineapple slicer. Connie says
the first time I'm hearing of them. I've never heard of such a thing.
I've never heard of such a thing. I hadn't heard of such a thing either.
Okay, let's see if I can do this.
Also, my sister-in-law says when you get the pineapple, you sit it on your counter for a couple days, and then once you turn it around, she's like, you smell like the bottom of it, and when it gets a little pineapple-y smell, that's when you want to do it.
I can't share it.
Oh, frustrating.
Sorry. Put it in Slack, and I can share it that way. I also love the little gadget that takes the seeds out of cherries, Cheryl says. That's something that I'm just hearing also.
We could have used that when we made that cherry pie.
Jeff Baker says, don't run it all the way to the bottom and you'll have a tropical glass. That's a good idea. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, please. As if Paul didn't come up with that already, Jeff. He was like, look at this. I'm like, put it down.
That's so fun.
Put it down.
Put some, what's the rum?
The rum.
The coconut
rum. Put the lime in the coconut. It's
Malibu.
Yeah.
Want to hear a story about Malibu?
No.
In high school, I had a bottle of Malibu stashed on the side of my bed. And it wasn't like I was drinking at night. I was like going out and drinking with my friends, like what a high schooler doesn't.
Cool choice.
I understand I was, again, underage, but again, it was high school. My mom found it on the side of my bed and was like, Edward, what's going on here? And dumped it out. And there it went down the sink, down the drain. Thanks, Jan.
You probably paid a lot of money for it too, because
no kidding.
Back then,
you had to pay somebody. You had to pay to play, basically.
Bad.
Find somebody to hook you up, and then you gotta pay the tab.
I'm trying to get this into Slack. Here's hoping it goes. It says it's sending right
What
now.
if you text it to me? Text it.
I hope people actually want to see this pineapple picture because this is getting ridiculous.
Jeanette, that's so funny. Malibu, she says, is the beginner's drink. You gotta love that. It is very good though. It's very summery and it's good. Jeff Baker.
Okay, Jeanette says she got her thing from Amazon. Angela also said today looks like what's that movie? Silent Hill. You know that scary movie with the fog.
Aaron's cracking up. Connie says I can't do coconut anything. Danielle says she likes her avocado slicer. Now, I don't know that we have any of these gadgets because you can just cut them, right? Like, don't we do all these things? Like, we see these things and we're like, oh, this is a good idea, but is it really worth it?
I don't. This was because honestly, when you do the pineapple, like it can be a real pain. I think personally.
Mm-hmm.
So this definitely is way easier to do, and it takes out the middle section too, because then you'll end up with like I don't know. Just I thought it was worth it. I thought it was cool. It was a great gift because like it's something I would not have bought for myself, but now I use it.
Okay, this picture is now in the Slack.
Why does mine say it's still sending?
Because yours is dumb. Johnny, my boy, can you maybe pull? Crystal says, "Isn't this pineapple slicer similar to an apple slicer?" No, this is completely different. This looks actually like a corkscrew.
Yeah, it looks like a corkscrew.
And
it's not like.
Can I ask a question though? It looks like
it's sharp.
Yeah, but it looks like you're losing a good part of the pineapple.
I wondered about that, maybe, but the pineapple has those little things that you could certainly cut that and then cut out like a little bits of the sides if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
You sure could.
I mean, because you eat the middle, it's not like you're getting rid of.
But let's also be real. When you buy the pineapple from the store, this is what you're getting. This is what they're doing.
The middle.
Yeah, this is what they're doing. So
I also like that you're cutting your pineapple on your meat cutting board.
Oh yeah, I don't pay attention to those.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, people. The cutting boards are for whatever. I wash them all. And
Barb says, love coconut. I get organic coconut oil from Wegmans in a square container, $6.99. I use it for cooking and on my face and on my arms.
Oh.
It works great. There you go.
They say you can put that. I think it's coconut oil they can put on your doggos, like on their little fur.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's what it's always.
Interesting.
Look it up.
Miss Gladys got a haircut yesterday. She looks beautiful.
Boy, does Bandit love fruit. Cantaloupe.
Really?
Oh my God, he loves the cantaloupe.
Well, it's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like
he loves cantaloupe. He loves cucumbers. If I slice a cucumber, that dog, well, let's be real, he loves anything. But.
Well, we talk about fruits and vegetables when we talk about eating healthy. It is so important that we continue to eat healthy. Here's the pineapple slicer.
There it is. Please ignore Bandit's medication in the background.
It's interesting.
And easy. That's a candle too. But anyways, yeah. So I thought that was pretty impressive. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying was, eating fruits and vegetables contributes to our health, right? We are able to have a healthier lifestyle when we're eating like this. It also contributes to, we know, the risk, cutting down on the risk of disease.
Mm-hmm.
Cancer, breast cancer in particular, mammograms, women are now being told to get screened at 40 years old.
So yeah, this is JAMA. Okay, so that's the American, like that medical journal. And so they're recommending that women get a mammogram every other year starting at 40 until they're 74. And so these are new recommendations. I think they had in the past been 45. So, and the American Cancer Society hasn't changed theirs yet, but a lot of the times these will go kind of like hand in hand, it sounds like. So 1 in 8 women develops invasive breast cancer at one point in their life.
So ladies, are you going for your mammogram? Are you getting checked?
I'll tell you what,
screened?
I heard Michael Wooten was doing this story yesterday. I was like doing stuff in the evening and then this story came on and I was like, oh, because I have to go get a mammogram because I started getting them a little bit younger in life because of family history. And they also say this does not supersede family history. Like if you have a family history where they're like, you should be going when you turn 35, then start going then.
So Lauren says my OBGYN starts at 36 with mammogram screening.
Smart.
Danielle says, I'm sorry, Anita said I just got one last week. Danielle says I have a family history, so I go yearly. Julie says, take the bricks out of the freezer. The beginning of a mammogram.
Jeanette got hers early, 32, because her cousin had breast cancer in her early 30s and she felt a lump.
All right, Connie.
Had hers in October. Wait until October again. Yep. Megan gets hers done this month.
Great.
Good. If this reminds anybody to do it, which was me yesterday, I reached out to the little Roswell. They get mine done at Roswell. You can get them done. Most insurances, you can get them done anywhere. So
my mom says she gets one every year like clockwork. Marguerite says she called Windsong and got an appointment the next day. She was surprised.
Do you know what's funny is when I usually get mine is in December, which was that week that I got super sick. The week after the blizzard is when I remember, like, because Paul drove me down. I'm like, is this appointment still going to happen? This is a couple of years ago. And he drove me down. That's when we were like, oh my God, this place is still so crazy.
Well, how about Mary? She was 42, had her first mammogram, and they found cancer. I mean, like, that's why you get your screening. That's why you get that mammogram.
So my mom says, did you say the new suggestion is every other year? So this is that task force, every other year starting at 40 and until age 74 is what it says. But again, these recommendations, like this is the JAMA ones, Mom. So American Cancer Society, I think, is 45 in every year. So we'll have to.
Danielle wondering, does it hurt? And I was kind of wondering the same thing, to be honest with you.
No. I mean, like, some people maybe will say it does. I'm sure it hurts nothing compared to the alternative. They don't bother me.
Jeanette says, Sisters Hospital Women's Center is awesome for mammograms. They make you feel so special, give you a butterfly pin. Anita says, I get mine every year along with an ultrasound. And then Megan says, my doctor has me get one every year. Well, you know what? I mean, like.
So here's American Cancer Society says 45 to 54 should get them every year. And then 55 and older can switch to every other year. So maybe that'll be the difference then. Maybe they'll bump it down and do every year, and then they'll go to every other as you get older or something.
Marlene, good morning to you. Anyone who has dense breasts should be getting an ultrasound in addition to a mammogram. How do you know? I'm really sorry. Like, the gay in me is really coming out here. Well, how do you know if you have dense breasts?
You wouldn't know. They tell you. I do. a lot of information. But they'll tell you, like, when you go. And like, your doctor will keep an eye on it. So they will tell you, and then sometimes they'll do something additional. I think it's just like the way your body's built. It's nothing like crazy.
Oh, trust me, you know. Yeah. Okay.
See, I never do. And then they told me, and I'm like, okay.
Well, and I guess it's good to know, right?
Well, it is just for like other medical things. Like, it's not anything I think that would really impact your life differently. So
Danielle says you're in the machine for a few seconds. Lori says Lockport Memorial has the best machine, fast, and it doesn't hurt. Angelo says throat cancer screenings for firefighters are huge right now. And we know that they have that Eddy machine in Buffalo in association with Roswell, where they're screening firefighters for lung cancer.
Yeah.
And I think Michael Wooten just actually did a story with a firefighter who had used the Eddy and they caught lung cancer.
Yeah, I believe he's one of the captains over Rescue One.
So we can find that and link it for you in the comments. You know, one thing I needed a reminder about too yesterday was voting. I totally forgot as I left here.
I did too. I usually do it on the way home.
Me too.
And then again, Michael Wooten, number one, reminds me about the mammograms. Number two, he's like, okay, now we're switching to voting. I'm like, voting.
Well, so my two friends, you know, I go to the gym every single day, and they were there. Both of them very involved in politics. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad I just saw you. You just reminded me to get out there and vote. 6:30, I got out there.
I was probably about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6:15.
And there, I mean, about 200 people had voted at that point. I was like number 168 or 170.
I was 2-something, definitely. And there were a number of people at my polling location.
So I wonder, you know, as we look ahead to the 2024 election, that's a general election. That's a presidential election. What are some things in particular that you as a voter are thinking about? I mean, when you're voting for a candidate, do you vote party line, or are you voting for the candidate based on their stance on the issues? And I kind of feel like this is actually a really interesting question because, you know, I feel like a lot of people are just voting party line nowadays. And I wonder if, you know, you realize the implication.
Well, voting down, we got to go. We have like 5 seconds.
We'll continue this conversation tomorrow.
Let's talk about this tomorrow.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. As you were changing topics, I was like, we're in trouble.
Oh, I didn't even see the time.
Bye. Bye.